Night. Rain taps the thatch. A cart stops at a cottage door. A parcel of cheap London cloth is dragged inside and laid by the fire to dry. Steam rises. So do the fleas hidden in the folds. No one sees them. By morning, the tailor's apprentice, George Vickers, is burning with fever. The village of Eyam has a year to decide what kind of place it is. The cloth looks harmless. It smells of river water and the road. The tailor shakes it out and hangs it on a line near the hearth. Sparks crackle, the room warms, and whatever slept in that parcel wakes. People pass the cottage and call a greeting. Inside, the apprentice feels the world tilt. He lies down, shivers, and asks for water. By nightfall, the pain is so sharp he bites his lip to keep from crying out. The village doctor cannot help. The swellings rise like dark fruit at the neck and under the arms. Neighbours cross themselves at the threshold and leave broth on a stool. George dies within days. Then another house goes quiet. A child coughs and will not stop. A bell tolls and keeps tolling. The word slips from whispers into sentences. Plague. Doors begin to close. People sleep with their clothes on. They listen to the wind as if it can carry answers. The rector, William Mompesson, calls the villagers to the churchyard. Beside him stands Thomas Stanley, the former minister many still trust. They disagree on theology, but they stand shoulder to shoulder now. The map is simple. If Eyam stays open, the roads will carry the sickness to every town around. If Eyam shuts itself in, the danger may end here. The men do not thunder, they ask. They explain what it will mean. No fairs, no market days, no visitors, no leaving. A choice that feels like a sentence and a prayer at once. No one cheers, no one argues. People look at one another, and then at the ground. A mother holds her child harder than before. A farmer rubs his thumb over the head of a nail, as if it were a rosary bead. The quiet decides before anyone speaks. We will close the lanes. We will stay. We will carry this so others do not have to. The word yes arrives like a weight and a vow. They mark a ring around Eyam. Boundary stones are set at stiles and footpaths. A hollow is carved in the top of one stone. Vinegar is poured in until it shines. From now on, money will be left in the vinegar and supplies left in return. Milk, flour, herbs, letters. No one will cross the line. Not out, not in. The smell of vinegar sits in the air like warning and hope together. Children are told the stones are fences that cannot be climbed. They nod and do not argue. The church doors close, services move outdoors, the school is dismissed. The bell is used only for warnings and for the dead. Families with sickness keep to their rooms. If they can, they bury their own in the garden before the sun is high. Windows are left open to the cold because someone heard fresh air helps. Pails stand by thresholds for washing hands. Notes appear on doorposts, brief and careful. We have need of oil. If anyone has bread, God bless you. On Sundays, they climb to Cucklett Delph, a natural amphitheatre where voices carry. They stand apart on the grass. The hymn is thin, but it reaches the back. Mompesson reads from the Psalms. He speaks of neighbour, of duty, of loving those you cannot see. He does not promise safety. He promises that they will do this together. People nod and wipe their faces and pretend it is only the wind. Heat settles over the valley. The fleas thrive. The graves multiply. Elizabeth Hancock buries her husband and 6 children in 8 days. She digs because no one may cross her threshold. She prays because there is no one else to speak to. Her hands blister and then harden. Across the village, Catherine Mompesson carries food to the sick and sits at their bedsides. She writes to her sister that the days are long and the nights longer. In August, she falls ill. William holds her hand and feels the fever rise in hers and in his own throat. She dies before the month is out. He writes in his journal that the house is very still. At the boundary stones, the world keeps breathing. Farmers from neighbouring parishes leave sacks of grain and wedges of cheese. Eyam leaves coins in vinegar, dark and shining. Voices call across hedgerows to cousins and friends. We are holding on. We are praying for you. Messages are tucked under stones for the night's dew to find. A girl holds up a locket so her grandmother can see it from the far side of the field. They both laugh without sound. Autumn brings a first strange gift. The air cools and the fever breaks in fits and starts. Days pass with no fresh graves. Then the count rises again, then falls. Winter edges in and the fires burn low. Men count the names of the living as if they are beads. Women plan for spring and stop themselves. The snow comes late and lies like a sheet over the churchyard. For 3 days, no bell is heard. People do not speak of luck. They speak of mercy in a voice that barely carries. When the line finally lifts, about 260 villagers are dead. The number sits like a stone no one can move. Doorways are empty where families once stood. Fields have gone to thistle, but the market towns nearby are spared the worst. The cordon held, the promise kept. Word travels quickly. Strangers leave wreaths at the boundary stones. A rider dismounts and removes his hat. He has nothing to say that would help, so he says nothing at all. Eyam's story is not a miracle. It is a decision, taken again each morning for a year. People chose to stand still, so others could go on walking. They shut their own gates, so other doors could stay open. They carried their grief in both hands and did not set it down at anyone else's feet. When the world tells this tale, it often rushes to the ending. Do not rush. Stay in the middle where the choice lives. That is where the courage is. So, that was the one where a village chose to suffer so others would live. If it left you quiet, let it. Then come back for the next story. We will keep the light on.